What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. All right, guys, we have 100 days of conflicts left. Actually, a little bit less than that. As you can see, this current conflict ends in 9 days and 21 hours. And then we have three more remaining conflicts to go, each of which I assume is going to be 30 days, similar to how all of the other conflicts have played out. So you add that all up, and we are looking at a little under 3.5 months, or about 100 days until conflicts are completed, at least in this version of them. And this is the kind of inaugural promotional version that we've gotten with Rebellion. This is the first time we've ever done anything like this. And I would say it's definitely been interesting. I mean, I haven't participated to the full extent that many others have. I think I've received like one card overall, but it has been a better way to do the airdrop system, I think, overall for the ecosystem versus what we did for Chaos Legion and previous sets, so that people just aren't buying and cycling and flipping packs, and we just have way too many packs in the ecosystem. Now, what's interesting is that we still have probably too many packs for the current appetite, but I do think that that's going to change at least somewhat over the next couple of months once Rebellion is no longer in print, and that's something we'll talk about in a separate video. But in terms of conflicts, since we are approaching the end of this, I would love to see some kind of extension. Nate early on, and not to call Nate out, but I thought it was a good idea. Nate early on said that this could evolve into its own kind of game mode at some point. And so since we are coming up to the end, I don't know where the team is at. They haven't really mentioned anything, but my hope is that there's been some kind of at least yeah, brainstorming in terms of like what we could do with these conflict wagons once the conflicts for Rebellion are over. I personally would love to see the conflicts essentially open up to all assets, right? So if you're holding assets from any set, right? So whether it's cards, whether it's packs, and maybe it's something that could change every month. I don't know, where it's like, okay, they do a conflict and it's like this month we're gonna do Chaos Legion packs, right? Or this month we're gonna do Chaos Legion cards, or maybe even like a Rift Watcher cards, something like that, where it changes every month and we get to have something cool and unique where people can be involved and go through and have a reason to go change out their wagons. And right, it becomes, as Nate was saying, its own game mode where people go in and they try to min max the different chances that they can get, increase the chances that they can get in terms of things over time. But the question becomes, what are they getting, right? Because the easy way to go, and maybe the boring way, and actually it could almost be a negative way to go, would be to just give out more cards. And what do I mean by negative? It's like, okay, we already have cards that are sold. We already have cards that are given away as rewards. We already have cards that are given away as conflict airdrops, and we have cards that are sold as promo cards, right? So it's like, it would be cool to do something different. And I'm not quite sure what that is or what it would essentially look like. But I think that there could be something where it changes. Once again, like I said, month to month, it could change. This just thinking off the top of my head right now, you could do 1 month where it's just like, hey, here's a huge glint bonus, right? And maybe like the top 10 on the leaderboard will be able to get it, or you get your certain chances in terms of like getting this huge glint bonus for this month or this season, whatever it is. Uh, Another one that I was thinking is if the team wanted to host, very exclusive tournaments where, again, the rewards don't need to be anything crazy, but just the ability to go and play in a tournament that is only available to, people who got selected through this conflict, that has some kind of interesting and unique, some kind of interesting and unique prize. Again, that would be different than what we have right now. And it doesn't need to be something where the team just entices you and says, hey, if you come in, we're going to give you Rooney and land and all this bunch of stuff. Like, what if you got to have like your own one of one title, right? If you win this tournament, like you get this one of one title, that would be kind of awesome, right? And it doesn't even need to be. I know that would like take up team resources and all that, but my whole point is we can get creative as a community. The team can work with us, and we can collaborate on something that would take conflicts to the next level and allow people to be rewarded in a sense for holding assets all across the game. Now, the biggest one that we have obviously right now is Chaos Legion cards. Chaos Legion packs, right? There's so many out there, which is rough. But if we can turn our focus to that after the rebellion war is complete, right? And I'm taking this from here. The rebellion war is complete. I think that it could do a lot to help shore up all of the extra supply that's out there. Chaos Legion packs, I think, are trading for less than 30 cents on the secondary markets right now, which is kind of not great, right? I mean, sure, for new players coming in, that's fantastic. It's an easy entry point, cheap entry point. But on the whole, a lot of us are holding packs anyway, and it would be well within, or worthwhile for us to be able to get something for that in a way that we can interact with the game, integrate something else, and have some fun with it. Now, again, all of this requires team resources. I don't know where the team is at in terms of resources. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that they're working on, and they want to get towards doing more, or I shouldn't even say more, but very heavy marketing towards the last quarter of the year, or towards the end of the year. So maybe this isn't within the purview, but even if it doesn't happen in, let's say Q4, because this is going to go through until October or so, even if it doesn't happen in 2024, I do think that there is a tremendous opportunity here to do something with it in the future. Maybe combine it with guilds, maybe combine it with land. There's so much cohesiveness that can happen, so much integration that can happen across the board. And I know I'm not the only one thinking this. I mean, Nate's talked about it, Matt's talked about it, having all of these things kind of interact. And I think that this is an opportunity for people to hold things, right? I think back to, for example, and the reason I talk about like packs, for example, is all the different guild buildings we were supposed to get, right? With guild alliances and then guilds 2.0 buildings, there was going to be something for holding packs. And maybe that's something that would be difficult to build into for guilds specifically at this point, right? Because that would require a lot of dev resources and overhaul guilds. But if you were to combine it with conflicts, the system is already built in place, for example, right? So you'd be able to say, hey, if you do, if you're holding this, you can, or holding this amount of packs, you can stake the packs on your wagons, blah, blah, blah. And then that kicks back to maybe something that you get for your guild, right? Maybe some kind of bonus. And therefore, there's less requirement to upgrade guilds right now. Hopefully in the future, we'll get that. But you could combine it, have the team get creative with it. Again, there's so many different options, so many different ways that they could go. And I would just love to see conflicts expanded upon in the future, integrated with all of the different other aspects of the game, like land, like ranked play, like brawls, guilds, all of that. But I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts on this for people that have participated more than I have in conflicts? What has been your experience? Are you enjoying it? Is this something that you want to see expanded upon? And maybe most importantly, this is where I'll turn it over to you guys and see if we can crowdsource some ideas in terms of prizes that people could receive. Now, again, it could just be cards, right? Maybe they do more different types of promo cards through this. Although promo cards aren't even what I would call this, because those should be something that turn into revenue generation for the team, right? This is something that's trying to make use of all the assets within the game and turn it into another kind of game mode. And I don't know, maybe there is an opportunity here. I know all the people are going to scream, oh, this is just going to turn into a cash grab. But maybe there is an opportunity for the team to turn this into some kind of revenue generation, right? I don't know. Obviously, right now, in order to get the wagons, you need to burn vouchers. And, the conversation around vouchers is looking like that may change, right? Vouchers may not be here in the future. So what does that look like with this? Is there an opportunity for the team to turn this into a new game mode that generates revenue for them? Again, I'm open to it, right? I'm open to all of these things. But curious to know what your thoughts on this. What are the types of things you'd like to see, and more importantly, not just see but actually participate in when it comes to conflicts? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys. But the countdown has been started. We are closing in on the finish line, right? Just a couple months away, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.